Alright, this video is going to show you how to do the Inventor Practice Shapes 3 portion. And one of the important things that you need to make sure you keep in mind as you're going through this is that you choose the correct type of part file, whether it's metric or whether it's English. So we'll go ahead and start with this first one, which it tells you right here the drawing below is in metric or in millimeters. So we're going to choose a metric template, and then make sure you choose standard millimeter.ipt. Double click on it and let the file open up. This may take a minute. If it does, just be patient with it, let it load up. If this pops up, just go ahead and hit the OK button. Once you've gotten to this screen, you're going to start off by hitting Start 2D Sketch, and it really doesn't matter what plane you choose. Me personally, I always choose the XY, so I'm going to go ahead and select XY. And then I'm going to Alt-Tab back to this. Now there are a couple of ways that I could make this shape. I could build off of this, I could make an entire box and then cut pieces out. What I'm basically going to do is create this L shape that they have right here that goes all the way up and all the way across. So I have most of the dimensions to be able to complete that. If for some reason I am missing a dimension, I can just do a little bit of math to figure it out. So for this first one, they give us an overall height of 55, and then they give us an overall height of 20. So for those of you that are mathematically challenged, Inventor has a nice feature where it will allow you to do the addition for you. So we want to go all the way up to this corner, going across. So it's not 60 overall in height, it's going to be 20 plus 55. So I'm going to go ahead and type 20 and then plus 55 and hit enter. And it will add those up for me. I'm going to hit the front view so I can actually see it. And it puts it at the height that it's supposed to be at. Now I know that this distance right here is going to be 15 because the measurement for it is given right here. So I'm going to go over 15, hit enter, and then I'm going to go down 55, hit enter. It gives me the 55 measurement right here, and then I'm going to go this distance right here. It does not tell me what this measurement is. It tells me what the measurement right here is for the center of the circle, but not for this distance. So I'm going to take the 40 that's right here, the overall distance, minus this 15 to get this measurement. So make sure your line is straight. 40 minus 15, it does the math for you, and then you can go all the way down, connect, and then when you hit the green dot, connect that portion. I'm going to hit finish sketch, and then I'm going to hit the home button. Now my home view lays this down, which is fine. We're going to extrude this shape. So it should auto-select the extrusion, and then I'm going to look how far this is extruding backwards, and it's going back 60. So I'm going to go ahead and type 60 in here, hit enter, hit the home button again so it zooms out. Now I don't like this view that it has right here as my home view, so I'm going to change it so that it looks more like this view right here, and I can do that by holding down shift and my middle mouse button and rotating the cube until it kind of looks like this view, and then finding the appropriate corner on the view cube that will make it look like this. So I have that shape now. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to knock this portion out right here in a second, but once I have that view as my home view, I'm going to right click here, set current view as home, and fixed distance. That way this will always be my home view now whenever I hit the home button. So I'm going to go ahead and do this 40 by 10. And how I know it's 10 is because this overall dimension right here is 20, and this is actually cut in half. So I'm going to start a sketch on this surface. I'm going to make a rectangle. It doesn't matter where I make the rectangle. All I know is I want it to be 40 by 10. I'm going to hit enter. Now from here I'm going to adjust the dimension for this. They say that the overall is 60, and that this is 40, so I can easily just subtract that. That's 20. It leaves 20 to be left over to put on this side and this side, so I just divide that in half. Use the dimension tool to click on this line and this line, and I'm dividing the 20 in half, so I have 10 on this side, and it should automatically be 10 over here, so you can just use the dimension tool to double check. So that one's good. Finish the sketch, hit extrude, select the cut option, and you can leave it at 60 if it's yours is at 60, or you can set the distance to all so it cuts all the way through. Hit OK. Next thing that we'll do is start a sketch right here on the top for the circle. I'm going to find the center point for the circle, which is right here, and then I'm just going to place it. And it's got a diameter of 10. And then I'm going to use the dimension tool to click on the center point and this edge right here. That's this line right there. I'm going to bring it out here. It tells me that that dimension is 12.5. So I'm going to set 12.5. Hit OK. And then I'm going to finish the sketch. Hit extrude and set it to cut all the way through. So far, we have the hole and we have the cutout. Now we're going to do this part. Start a sketch on the surface. Find the center point again. This one is 20. Now, this one's a little bit different because there is no measurement from here to the center or from here to the center. So you can either take the dimension from here to here, which is 55, and just cut it in half. So 55 divided by 2, and set it here if you would like. Or you can adjust it and make it a little bit further down so that it looks closer to the picture. So I'm going to go with 40, I think, is a good number. Actually, 40 is a little bit low. Let's try 35. And I think that looks closer to the picture because that's one of those dimensions they didn't provide for us. So hit Finish Sketch, hit Extrude, and then cut that one out. Hit OK. Home button. So pretty close to that where that circle is placed. And then we can go ahead and start on this portion right here. Now this portion can be done a couple of different ways. What might be easiest for you guys to do is click on the front, and we're going to go ahead and make this line that is supposed to exist. We don't know where it goes yet. I'm just making it so that it resembles the shape that we're going to cut out. And then I'm going to use these dimensions that they provide here and here to place these points. So I'm going to use Dimension Tool, click on this point and this line, and they tell me that the distance is 45. So set to 45, and it moves my line for me. I'm going to do the same thing with this one all the way down to the bottom, which it goes from here all the way down to the bottom, and they say that this one right here is 60. Set to 60, hit OK, and then I'm going to finish closing this triangle so that when I hit Extrude, it cuts this piece out. Hit OK, and then I have my shape. Go ahead and color the block, make a screenshot of it, save it to the Word document. The next shape right here, it tells you that it's done in inches, so when you open up your new part file, make sure you choose English this time, and then Standard. Hit OK, and it will open up a blank new part file. Start a sketch, and I'm going to choose the XY plane again. Now this shape's a little different, should be a little bit quicker. I'm going to take this shape and I'm basically going to draw the profile view that they give us right here, and then I'm going to extrude it from here to here, which would be this dimension right here, and then start adding in the circle and the arch pieces. So I'm going to start in this bottom corner right here, and I'm going to look at how high this goes. They give that dimension over here on the right side, so it goes up 1.5. And then it goes over 1.5. And then it goes down from here to here, 1.5 minus 0.50. If you can't do the basic math on that, go ahead and use the program and have it subtract for you. But it's just going to go down 1. And then it's going to go over this distance right here, which they don't give us just that distance. We have to take 3.50 and subtract the 1.5. So we go 3.50 minus 1.5. We hit enter, hit front so we can actually see our block. Go down here and we close it. And we can make sure that this is the correct length down here by just hitting the dimension tool, clicking on the line, and it says 3.5. From here to here matches up 3.5. So our dimension is correct. The next thing that we're going to make is this arc right here, and it can be done a couple of ways. You can do this with the arc tool, or you can do it with the circle tool. I'm going to show you how to do it with the circle tool. What I would do is go over here and just, I guess you could line this one right up the middle since it is right here in the middle. You'll see a dotted line up here, or the green dot. And then I'm going to be making a circle, so since the radius is 0.5 and circles are made by their diameter, I have to multiply this by 2. So it's a 1-inch diameter circle that I'm making right here. And then I'm going to show you a tool that I haven't shown you before. This is the trim tool. We're going to clear off this excess portion right here, and we're going to clear off this excess portion right here so that all we have is that arc. From there, we can actually go ahead and do our extrusion. So hit Finish Sketch, hit Extrude, and we set the distance for the extrusion to 2. So I'm going to set it to 2 and hit Enter. So we have that. Next part we're going to do is the arc right here. So I'm going to start a sketch right here on the surface. And I'm going to make 2 lines. It really doesn't matter about the size right now. I'm just going to make the lines, and we'll go back with the dimension tool and adjust these. So right now, I'm going to look at the lines from this view. The overall distance is 3.5 minus 2.75. That's going to give me the distance of this line. So dimension 3.5 minus 2.75. And it makes that line the appropriate height. And it did the same thing for this one since I had them linked. If it doesn't, just do the dimension tool on this one and make it the correct distance. Next, we know the distance from here to the center of this arc is going to be 1, and that the arc has a radius of 0.5, so that makes this distance 0.5. So we just go ahead and subtract that from 1, and it's going to be 0.5. Move this line over. Same thing with this line. 0.5. Next, arc from here to here. Go up until you get these 2 little symbols that popped up and set it to 0.5. And then you can close out the bottom with the line tool, hit Finish, extrude it, cut it down. If you actually select Extrude, hit Cut, go all the way through, and you're okay. Next one, we're going to make the circle really quick. It tells you that the circle is got a diameter of 50, so we're going to find the center point because it is in the center. And I did not click the center. Let's try that again. Go down. It says it's 0.5. So we have the circle. And now we just need to place it. It's 1 away from the bottom. Dimension 1 away from the bottom. Finish the sketch. Hit Extrude. Set it to cut. Set your color. Save the block. And create a screenshot of it. Make sure your home view is set correctly so that it looks like the image over here. So I would have to rotate. Looks like this view is going to be the closest. Right click. Set current view as home. Fit to view. Fix the distance. And then you should be good.